Okay, I'm going to show you how to dump the sewer water and the sink water. We call it the black water, which is the sewer, and gray water, which comes out of your sinks. You'll find the hoses that you need will be in this compartment right here. I've already taken them out, and I want to show you 4 components. These 2 components you will definitely need, and if you need an extension, this is an extender. You can make your hose longer, and this is a elevation for your pipe for when you're at the campsite and you need to have a grade for the downward flow. I'll show you a picture of that in use. That's how it works there. So what we're going to use today is these 2 pieces, and the only reason you would need this piece is if you need to extend. You would take the caps off. Always put these caps on when you're done. We have them cleaned out every time, but that just keeps any extra water from flowing out. So if you need it to be extended, you'll just take these 2 pieces and you'll clip them together. Now you have a hose that's twice as long. But I'm not going to need that extension today, so we're just going to put this back on there, and we're going to leave that there. And we're going to empty the gray water and the black water. So first thing you do, of course, is take the caps off of each one, and then this will only go on one side. This is the side that will go down into the hole. We are at a Pilot today, or actually a Love's, and you can go to truck stops. Most of them have, you can buy propane, you can dump your waste, they have air. It does cost $10 to do it here, but we did not do it at the campsite, so traveling home, we used it, so we stopped here on the way. So to get our hoses prepared, you want to put this on one end, and that's what's going to go down into the flow. And if you just go to the front desk first, they'll give you a key for the lock. I'm not sure which one of these is going to do it here. I think it's probably this one. Now, if you're getting propane and buying that at the Pilot or at Love's, they come out and they do that for you. They'll take care of everything, and I'll show you later where the propane tank is. So anyway, okay, so you lift this up and place this down inside like this, and then let this drop down to kind of secure it. Anytime you're connecting at a campsite, it'll look something very similar to this. It probably won't have a top like this at the campsite, so you'll need to secure it with maybe a brick or a rock, just something to kind of hold it in place if it doesn't screw in. This will screw into some of them it won't. Like this one, it just sits there, so if I don't put that on there, it could fly out while I'm letting the gross stuff go, and you don't want that. So that's the one end. Then you come over here and open up this here, and you'll come a little closer here so you can see what we're doing. Just get right in there as close as you can. So this is where you open up. This is your gray water here. This is your black water. So this is the poop, and this is the sink, okay? You want to empty the black water first, because after that's done, when you release the gray water, it'll help wash out your pipe. So you want to take this out. We have a little bit coming out. That's just kind of from traveling down the road. So you will get your hands maybe a little bit dirty, but keep some hand sanitizer or something nearby. We have a hose here we can wash off. Okay, so we're good to go. We have that on there. We have this ready. So we're ready to open up our black water. Okay, it's now flowing in, making sure it doesn't pop out there. Now see, this is where the elevation thing helps, especially at the campsite. It keeps the downward flow right to there. I'm not going to get it out right now for this, but that's a good use for that. Now let me just say, as this is emptying, they recommend that once you're empty, even if you're hooked up at the campsite and you're going to be there several days, don't leave your black water or your gray water open. And the reason is that the gases from the campsite septic could make a flow back up through the pipe and into the motorhome. So once you're done emptying, even if you're traveling and doing it one time, or if you're going to stay hooked up several days, when you're done emptying the black water and the gray water both, you want to go ahead and shut those up and then empty it maybe once a day or however often it needs emptied. We'll show you inside where you can check how much is in the tank. All right, so the black water has all gone. We're going to close that up. After that is closed, then we're going to open up the gray water, and it's going to flow through, and that's going to do two things. That's going to empty the gray water out, and it's also going to flush the pipe out of any kind of that gross stuff that was in there from the black water. So if you zoom in, you can see it going through this pipe here. You can tell there's a lot coming out. We had it pretty full. We traveled all the way from South Dakota to Columbus, Ohio, and used a lot of water on the way. So once that's done flowing out, we still have some coming out now, so let's just wait. You want to work your way out. Make sure it's all out of the pipe. Still have some coming. It doesn't all have to be out, but since we're going to rent it here in a couple days, I want to make sure that we have as much out as possible. So we still have some flow coming. Just remember, the outside of this pipe is not dirty, so you're not hurting anything, just grabbing hold of it. All right, that's pretty good. Now the next thing is pretty key. First of all, shut that all the way. Make sure that's shut, and then you'll take this off of here and lift it in the air as soon as you take it off. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take the hose and you're going to rinse this pipe out. So a lot of times I'll have someone helping me out. Chris is going to help me out. She's going to start that water, get it going. There we go. Now we got good flow and we're washing it out. Making sure we get all that gross stuff out of the pipe. There we go. Just let that run for a few seconds. Remember, you're going to have to handle this again at the next campsite, so you want to get as much of that out of there as possible. Now, if you're going to wash this out, make sure you don't use the same hose to wash out that you use for your water supply. You'll find under there two hoses, and we typically use the black one for your water supply and use the green one to clean it out if you're at the campsite. So you'll have those two hoses in there. Remember, green is cleaning. Greening is cleaning. All right, so looks like we got good clean water there. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up, make sure all the water's out of there. All right. Now the next step is to cap it back off. So you'll lift this out. You will take this piece off, and the reason we do that is there's no cap for this here, so that will be separate. We take this, cap this into the hose, take this and cap this into the hose, and we're all set. Then you put it back in the bag that was provided. It'll be in a black trash bag in this compartment right here, and put it all back in the bag. Once you're done with all of that, make sure that you put the cap back on here. That way we don't have any possibility of anything dripping going down the road. Double check, make sure this is completely closed, that's completely closed, and you're all set.